Now that is definitely more like it. That's what I want to see from this group. Not the first 8 innings, definitely not that, but that 9th inning, the 4 through 9 hitters, Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos, Alec Bohm, Brandon Marsh off of the bench, just getting the job done. What a way to come back. What a way to fight the adversity from, this Phillies team, this squad. Overall, we were all frustrated. We were all irritated in the first 8 innings because striking out 15 times, your top guys are struggling throughout the day. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, you're making some, just basic mistakes on bunts, not even trying to field the ball. Guys are missing on first base when you're going for the bunt. And, you're making some mistakes on the base path, not hustling down third base to get the home before a tag is applied. And maybe just a stupid decision by Pache to even go to third base on that situation. So there were a lot of frustrating things. Bailey Falter, credit all to him. He settled in after, struggling out of the gate, was leaving a lot of pitches right over the middle of the plate in the first 2 innings of this ball game, and he was getting barreled around a little bit in those first 2 innings. But he settled down, he relaxed, and he got the job done, and he kept this team in a position to be within the game. In the bullpen, too. Even though I do criticize Rob Thompson's decision to not go to Jose Alvarado in the top of the 9th inning just to keep it a 1-run ball game, at the end of the day, your guys stepped up in that 9th inning. It may be a stupid decision on the Reds' part, keeping Diaz in that bottom of the 9th inning. I don't know why he was out there for 2, but hey, the Reds are a bad team for a reason. You cashed in on their mistakes, and you took advantage of that, which was nice to see a more convincing victory, to see that energy from the ballpark, to see that energy from the squad in the clubhouse, on the field, and everything like that. Feeling good about 2 victories right now. Yesterday, there was reasons to be frustrated as well, Rob Thompson's decision-making. But today, really just a day to enjoy the comeback. Bryson Stott, man. After, him not hustling the home plate, after, the ground out by Kyle Schwarber, then you turn into the Christian Pache, getting tagged out at third base after the whole, took 10 years too long to review that entire play. He stepped up. Basically, 4 through 9 in this ball game stepped up for you in that bottom of the 9th inning. It started with, Nick Castellanos walked to lead off the inning. Working the count, he gets on base, and then you see him on third base, literally 75% down the third baseline, nearly touching home plate, dancing on the third base bag, trying to get into the pitcher's head on the mound there, and he's just, rattling him, and it leads to, a lot more things. Alec Bohm with the single that allows Castellanos to gets to third. Brandon Marsh pinch hitting for Josh Harrison. He works the count. He gets a single up the right side, scores Castellanos, and you get Bohm over to third base. And then Sosa, huge sac fly. That goes without saying. He ties the ball game up, drives Bohm home, and then you get Bryson Stott. He works the count. Brandon Marsh steals second base during that play, and all is said and done there. After, a couple of mound visits by the Reds, Bryson Stott cashes in. And man, oh man, what a win for this team. Because it kind of felt like throughout the entire thing, because I was frustrated. I was watching this thing over at my family's house, having an early Easter dinner. And also, happy early Easter, everyone. Also, happy Passover for people who celebrate that. But, I was frustrated watching it with one of my cousins. We were frustrated. Strikeouts galore. They couldn't touch Lodolo. And granted, Lodolo was nasty out there, man. 12 strikeouts. Mixing and matching his pitches. He was nasty out there. But I do feel like at the end of the day, regardless of how nasty the pitcher is being out there, you got to find a way to cash in. You can't be striking out that many times. And yes, the strikeouts definitely early in the year, they are an issue. But this team found a way. They didn't quit. They didn't give up. Obviously, they were very frustrated in themselves because, yes, they were striking out that much. Kyle Schwarber was frustrated. JT was frustrated. Trey Turner was frustrated. The top guys weren't there for you today. But you had the guys in the bottom of the lineup having the backs of those guys, which was very nice to see. Bryson Stott, Nick Castellanos, Edmundo Sosa, Alec Bowman that ninth inning as well. Brandon Marsh off the bench. Hell, even Pache had a double in this game. I wasn't even expecting that. But it also does feel like when he makes, you think he does one thing good, he does the other thing where it's just like, I kind of feel like he shouldn't have gone to third base in that situation, but then you think about it, would have Kyle Schwarber been easily thrown out, but then you also come to the realization Bryson Stott needs to, run a little bit faster to home plate on that play, hustle a little bit more there. Come on, it's just, little mental mistakes that got to be worked out. But you got the win. You got the win, and you win the series, which is the most important thing. And now you set yourself up for a chance to sweep tomorrow afternoon. Taijuan Walker on the mound. And I feel like these guys are going to be a little bit amped up, especially after this win. The Reds, they thought they had this one in the bag. They were winning this one. Nola was nasty out there, and they blew it late. They made their mistakes, and the Phillies cashed in. Tomorrow is your ring ceremony for the NL East the National League champions. Ballpark's going to be packed again. I expect nothing less from this team. Let's see what Taijuan Walker has, in the tank for tomorrow. Had a little bit of a shaky start against the Yankees, then he, settled in. Let's see what he's like from the jump after the energy from today. I would like to see that. I would like to see that a lot. But, man, yeah, just, what a win. What a way to come back. Granted, yes, you're facing the Reds. The Reds are not a good team. But you were down adversity. You were struggling against a very good pitcher on the mound in Lodolo. You found a way. You found a way to come back. And you got a little bit of that energy. You got a little bit of that spark that you had from last season. A little bit of that magic. Kind of a little bit felt like the team from last year. Not the team that we saw in the first, few games so far. Got a little bit of a glimpse of last year, which was nice to see. Definitely was. Runners in scoring position, still a little bit of an issue. Even though, Stott came up clutch, so with the sac fly. Power, even though we got the 2 home runs yesterday, still, I would need to spread more around the lineup. I still need Castellanos to go deep. I still need Bohm to showcase power, all that stuff. Trey Turner has yet to hit a home run, even though I believe he'll be fine the rest of the way. He's had a hit basically in every single game. He didn't get one today, but he's been perfectly fine. Bryson Stott, too. Bryson Stott has had a hit in every single game so far this year. He has been absolutely fantastic. A lot of multi-game hit games in there as well. Even though he had a little bit of a mental lapse running the home on that play by Schwarber and on that review. Just a little bit of a mental lapse. Catched in. Right there, another multi-hit game for him tonight. He's been fantastic at the plate. Working a lot of counts, getting deep in nose, fouling tough pitches off, taking some tough pitches that are outside the zone, that are just like nearly outside of the box. And it turns into a ball. He's been having some fun at bats. And he looks really confident up there at the plate, which is really fun to see. I know Kevin Long talked a lot about it last year, that he's a future batting champion in this league. Maybe we're seeing that coming to fruition. Granted, yes, we are only 7-8 games into the season. But Bryson Stott, man, he looks really confident up there. I really like what I'm seeing from him. It kind of sucks that he is lower in the lineup, but hey, maybe that's what's helping him a little bit. He's lower in the lineup, maybe seeing a lot of better pitches. But hey, he's taking advantage of it. He's not complaining. He's going out there and doing his job. Playing some good defense out there too. I love what I'm seeing from Bryson Stott. And I'll just look at his stats to start the year. Bryson, he's batting .419. Has an on-base percentage of .438, and he's slugging .516. He's been great. He's been fantastic for you. And just looking at the rest of the lineup, granted, your 1 through 3 guys didn't really do much in this game. 0 for 3 from Turner, 3 strikeouts. 0 for 4 for Schwarber, 3 strikeouts. 0 for 4 from JT, 3 strikeouts. Turner did work a walk in there, even though that was more of an intentional walk than anything. But Castellanos, he had the huge walk in that 9th inning. He had 2 walks in this game overall. He went over 2 with a run scored. Alec Bohm had the huge single in the 9th inning to set up first and third for Edmundo Sosa, who got the sac fly. Brandon Marsh getting that single as well. Sosa ties the game up. Stott with 2 hits, 2 for 4 and an RBI on the walk-off. And Pache, he went 1 for 2. He even had a sacrifice bunt in there, got on base, even though that was a terrible play by Lodolo, with the flip to first. But still would not like to see Pache in the lineup, but I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain. Not going to harp. Not today. Not today. It was a nice victory. Nice victory. Overall, 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position definitely was much better. Stott with the hit, walk-off hit. Marsh with the RBI hit as well. Boom. He got the hit with Castellanos on second. Schwarber and Turner, they had their chances today. They just couldn't come up. They really struggled today against Lodolo. And looking at the pitching-wise, Bailey Falter really settled in. I'm proud of what he did today. He struggled out of the gate, only allowed that 1 run, and he really settled in and kept this team within the game. Went 5 innings strong, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and the home run, which was in the first inning, 86 pitches. Bailey Falter has been really solid in these first 2 games for you. And basically, that's what, I like Bailey Falter. He's a nice, serviceable 5th man in your rotation. If he goes, 5, 6 innings and only allows 1, 2, or 3 runs, he did his job. He kept you within the game. And then your bullpen takes it away from there. And looking at the bullpen, Andrew Bellotti continues to, absolutely be filthy out of the pen. He allows a hit. He strikes out 1, gets out of his inning of work in the 6th with 14 pitches. He was brilliant. Connor Brogdon, he allowed 2 hits. He walked 1, struck out 1 on 15 pitches. Don't understand why Rob Thompson brought him out for another inning of work. He was really solid in the 7th. No reason to bring him out for 2 innings in this ball game. Seranthony Dominguez comes into that 8th inning with 2 runners on, and he got out of that situation with, 7 pitches, so he did the work. The Vasquez move in the 9th, like I said, I questioned that because you also had Jose Alvarado working out there in the pen, and why not bring out Jose to instead of it becoming a 2-0 ball game, it stays a 1-0 ball game because Jose Alvarado is obviously a better pitcher than Vasquez. Vasquez, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout on 24 pitches. Can't have that from a guy coming out in the top of the 9th to try to keep it in the ball game. But your guys came out, had the back of Vasquez, had the back of the other guys, and they came up for you, which is really great to see. Don't like the position that, Rob Thompson and Vasquez put you in, but hey, you put it behind you, and you went out in that bottom of the 9th inning, and you got the job done. And also, the Reds make that mistake. David Bell, their manager, made the mistake to keep Diaz out there for 2 innings, and it came back to backfire on them. So, I guess all things even out in the end. But hey, man, Bellotti's been amazing. Bellotti has been absolutely fantastic for you. I liked what I saw from him last year. I do think Rob's using him a little bit too much. He's had, 6 appearances so far, and it's been 8 games. So I don't want to overwork the guy so early in the year. So maybe you'll see a few games down the road where other guys are in that situation and not have to overwork Bellotti. But hey, he's a guy that he wants the ball. He wants to go out there on the mound. He wants to go out there and dominate. And I also saw something on, I believe it was Alex Coffey that posted it on Twitter, that says it was talking about Bellotti last year without the pitch clock and this year compared with the pitch clock. He was one of the slowest pitchers last year in between pitches and all that stuff. He cut down, I believe, 15 seconds off that, and he's adapted to the pitch clock well. And he said to himself that, hey, the pitch clock leaves me less time to dwell on my bad pitches. I just go out there and throw. And I guess we're seeing that in fruition right now, the benefit of Andrew Bellotti with the pitch clock. He looks fantastic to start the year so far, and I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing from him. Him and Alvarado, man. And I do think in the previous games, we're seeing more on what the Phillies bullpen could look like over the course of the whole season. They've been a lot more consistent. Yeah, you have that moment by Vasquez, but when you're seeing from Bellotti, what you're seeing from Alvarado, Seranthony definitely has looked shaky in his couple of outings, but he has been getting better as of late. I think he'll be fine as the season goes along. It just looks like his arm isn't stretched out enough. What I'm seeing, like Bellotti, like I said, Alvarado, Brogdon has definitely been solid since his first appearance. Dominguez, Who else is in that bullpen? Strom, eventually, when Strom goes into the bullpen, he's going to be a really good arm for you back there. Kimbrel has definitely been shaky. Even though he's gotten the job done, Kimbrel has been a little bit scary. Don't think he's a closer. Vasquez, he's been up and down. I believe this is the first run he's allowed all year. Who else out of that bullpen? That's really probably the only guys we've seen so far, I would imagine. If I'm forgetting anyone else, I'm not entirely sure on that aspect. But I feel like lately we've been seeing what the actual bullpen could be for the entire year. Just consistent, they're keeping you in the game, and they're doing their job. And they've been doing that. Like I said, granted, you're facing the Reds, but you understand what I mean. They've been solid. Falter did his job, and the bullpen took it the rest of the way. Now we got to see what Walker does tomorrow. And I'm confident in Taijuan Walker. From the energy today, energy the entire weekend, I believe he can go out there and provide you a really good position to get a sweep. Julian, we don't talk about Marte. That's why I didn't bring him up. We don't talk about him. We do not talk about him. But overall, man, it was a great win. Fantastic win. I was really frustrated with the, beginning part of this game. Well, basically the first 8 innings. Just because of all the strikeouts. Even though Nola was nasty, like I do give credit to the other pitcher on the mound. But I do feel like there's also a time where, come on, guys, you just kick it into gear and let's get going. You just can't sit down. Even though they didn't sit down there and die. They didn't. They didn't sit down. They didn't give up in that late stage of the game. They fought through it. And they ended up winning. And that's basically the most important thing you could talk about there. It was nice to see from this group of guys. Definitely nice to see. We do have a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline. So you can also leave those at 215-839-9885 if you want to leave your thoughts and opinions on any Phillies game or just anything else news related in general with the Philadelphia sports. Sixers, Flyers, Eagles, Phillies. So let's get to this call right here from Sean. Let's see what he wants to say.
No, I wouldn't classify today's win as a huge win, of course, but a nice win. I mean, to overcome what they overcame in the bottom half of the ninth, and to do it by playing small ball and, grinding it out is huge. And, the baseball gods during a game have a way of smiling down on you. I saw Bryson Stott get robbed on a nice play by Fraley in left field of what would have been an RBI on a ball that was well struck. In the bottom half of the ninth, he hits a little ground ball that looks routine, and it finds its way in there. Nice job. It's a shame that Falter, who pitched well again and has nothing to show for it, didn't get the win. And, offensively, they were once again dominated by Nick Lodolo, but those type of wins are important. You get a handful of those during the year. They pay dividends late. Let's finish them off tomorrow. Go Phils.
Yeah, that's definitely a great point you bring up there, Sean. When you get wins like this, bottom of the ninth inning, when you're trailing by 1 or 2 runs, you find a way to chug it out and get that victory late. It does really show up to you in the end of the year. When maybe you're in a fight for the division, fight for the wild card, and you have just amount of games ahead of these guys for a reason, and you find a way to clinch that spot, you look back at games like this. You definitely do. Oh, why do we have this much of a lead? Oh, because we found a way to come back against the Reds early in the season, down 2-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Bryson Stott walk-off single. Oh, we were against the Atlanta Braves in the bottom of the ninth. We found a way to win. Oh, that's another reason why we're in this position. So, basically, those are the reasons why. And also, yeah, playing small ball did definitely help in this game. Even though I'm more of in the modern stage of baseball with, power's a big thing, hitting home runs and all that stuff. Maybe with the shift, being basically taken away, maybe small ball's more of a useful tool now. We're looking at that hit by Bryson Stott in previous years. That's basically right to a second baseman or a shortstop that's standing there in the shift position. Same thing, when Kyle Schwarber finds that hole now without the shift or anything like that. Those types of hits now can go through because the shift's taken away. So, yeah, small ball can definitely be a lot more effective in this day and age now without the shift. So, hey, maybe they take it more to their advantage. Maybe Stott takes more to his advantage because he's been spectacular all year in these first 8 games. Has a hit in every one of them and a couple of multi-hit games in there, too. I love what I'm seeing from Bryson Stott, man. I do. The at-bats that he has and the way that he just improves from last year. I feel like it's more of the, his no stride approach. Like he takes it from like the no stride, like it's like a 2-strike approach that he has, like he got it from Bryce. It just feels, it's great to watch. That's basically what I'm describing there. It does. Definitely does feel great to watch there. But before we end it off, let's get to some of you guys in the chat. So let's see what you guys got to say. I see a lot of you, Julian. We got Corey saying go Phils, definitely. Owen says can't wait for Turner's first homer as a Philly. It'll definitely come soon. I would like to see it tomorrow. That would definitely feel nice. Definitely. Lost 74 straight games when trailing by multiple runs in the 9th inning. So that's definitely nice to see. We need more home runs, though, lacking there. I do feel like the home runs will eventually come through, with Schwarber when he gets hot. Turner, he's going to get you at least 20, 25. We got to see what happens with Castellanos and Bohm. Those are the real question marks right there, because you don't have Rhys Hoskins, which is 30 home runs in your ticket, in your bank, and now you lost Derek Hall, who was another source of power, or was supposed to be the power replacement. Both of those guys are gone now. Marsh, Stott, they're probably not going to give you more than 10, maybe more than 12 home runs on a year. Most likely not. I think against some other guys, like I said, Turner's going to get you at least 20, 25. Schwarber's going to get you at least between 30 to 45. JT Realmuto, 20, 25 home runs. Like I said, you got to see if can Castellanos get you 25 plus? Can Bohm give you 20 plus? That's what we really got to find out here. Ever since that first home run on opening day for Alec Bohm, we got to wait and see. Castellanos, he's been good, though. Getting a lot of doubles, getting a lot of extra base hits. He does look a lot more confident at the plate. He's definitely laying off that outside slider, those outside pitches where he was just chasing all of last season. So maybe that'll work towards his benefit, and when he gets that swing, maybe the baseball gods will reward him. He does look a lot more confident at the plate. And I did see a stat that his barrel rate, his hard hit contact, is a lot more frequent than it was last season. So maybe that's something that will work to his benefit. And like I said, with the baseball gods will just reward him. So we got to wait and see. But the power definitely is going to be a question mark right now. I'm sure Dave Dombrowski is going to do his due diligence because we still don't know how long Derek Hall is going to be out. I believe his surgery is going to be on Wednesday. So we probably won't find out the recovery period until after that. But when Bryce does come back, and he's most likely going to be back sooner rather than we think, with all the batting practice stuff that we're seeing, it's great. But man, it's just, he comes back sooner rather than later, man. That's going to be a huge boost to this lineup. It really is. Even though he's not going to be MVP Bryce Harper right away, when he gets into a groove, and when he does, because he will, man, it's going to be a huge help to this team. It really will be. When he gets into that hot streak like we saw in the playoffs last season, man. And when he gets that MVP, consistency that he's shown us, it'll be a fun ride. Now, what does Dave Dombrowski do? I'm sure he'll find a way to supplement some power in this lineup. I'm confident Dave will. Definitely. Castellanos leads. Oh, yeah, he leads the league. I forgot to even mention the outfield assist that he had earlier in the ball game, too, where you got Trey Turner literally trying to confuse the guy on the base pad for the Reds, and he's going to third base, and Castellanos just makes the easy catch for the first easiest double play in his goddamn life. So, hey, gold glove from Nick Castellanos. Confident in the batter's box, confident in the outfield. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, he does need to find a way to supplement the power. Like I said, he looks confident at the plate. I feel like the baseball gods will reward him sooner rather than later. Gotta wait and see, man. Gotta wait and see. So, that's going to do it for today, everybody. I appreciate everyone joining the live streams as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description. Also, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It will do me a great deal of service. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining today. Happy Passover and basically a happy Easter tomorrow as well.